But if your brand, if your marketing, if your message, if your experience is not consistent, then it never really has the chance to really take that grasp. And then you find yourself bouncing around from place to place. And then, like you said, your customers are like, wait a minute, who are you guys? Like, last week you were this, but then employee B said this, and you're telling me this. Like, who are you? Like, you got to make sure that you're consistent, right? That's the biggest thing to making any kind of marketing successful, is consistently speaking and teaching that message that you're trying to tell.
That's exactly right. And it's even more challenging with a company like ASW, where we've got this horizontal integration across different technologies, right? So you're a technology company, but you also sell furniture. How does that fit together? Or you're pro AV, but then you do structured cabling, like all the infrastructure and building automation. How does that fit together?
Right.
And so what we've got to do is we've got to be very consistent about and intentional about communicating. Look, it all goes back to the brand experience that you're trying to create. So whether it's a developer that wants a certain experience associated with the properties he or she is developing, right? That's a brand experience, right?
Yeah.
You've got the folks, and the name's escaping me now, but that developed Halcyon or the Avalon here in Atlanta, right? Or Atlantic Station is another one.
Sure.
Right? And there's a brand associated with those developments. So we go all the way from there to a specific venue or corporate space, and what is the experience associated when you walk into that space, right? Everything from digital signage to the furnishings that are in there, the lighting that's in there, all of those things. And then again, that brand image has to be consistent with the employee experience with that brand as well.
Mm-hmm. You've probably heard this from our friend JT. It's the small things that make you big.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So, every little piece adds to that user experience. And if one thing is off, they may not know why it feels off, but they'll notice it. And so it's got to be consistent. It's all got to run together to the same story.
And I'm a big enough geek that I wanted to put this into a mathematical formula. So I actually did and submitted it for copyright.
Of course you did.
The concept of that formula is that, it's a very long slog to create that, to get that brand image that you want.
Okay.
Right? And it's just consistent and pushing, and it's a lot of effort. It doesn't take long at all. In fact, it's almost instantaneous when somebody has an experience that's inconsistent with that, right? And then it's even harder to come back from that.
Yeah. That's interesting, just the psychology of the way that our brains work is we're a lot more apt to remember bad things and bad experiences than we are good.
That's exactly right.
And I'm not smart enough to know why, and I haven't studied it, but I just find that very interesting because you're right. All it takes is a split second.